second.
Listam technischer name staff. Heimnisam lastakis. Heimstak ogens drumatis. Nik elgiram factam no listam. Mavsigna listam, believe mana epi votak. Sigramahen, magim Blinx. Sabrim napis lankis, versam brutnis listam overbambi. Verbamis listam, niras kras nublink, hengas zo hulastok. Masigna listam, believe mana epi votak. Nimrad Davis Vengo Sotak. Danji break ni tantam nesta MB60 ni prat. Listam napsik evi disgalos, eski ni jam na listam ni raskrat. Tantam set den anon ni krat, track set as rosis marsik dot net. Benny big tam gratis, navi brain sodak. Graphical, constructive new graphical. Isam name scheme back.
Jefu bistaka factum nobis nirbidem binem bisig.
Plastic ambition.
Startam zak. Listam lakti.
Piguerzak, listam nilus cross, kid new hulasak.
Beast.
Blinx! Pisas of MB60 ni brats!
Time sweep begins! Defeat all the time monsters. Hello, this is Harmikpal, and welcome to the first episode of Blinx the Time Sweeper. Starting off, these are time crystals, and if you get three of the same colors, then you get one time control. In this case, it's pause because it was blue and present. And if you get 4 of the same color, then you get 2 time controls. Right now you can only have up to 3 time controls, and in order to use them, you need to press B on the Xbox controller and then scroll over to where it is. It can stop things like the collapse of the structure here, and let you collect this, a secret cat medal. Use it it's kind of just a collectible of the game. It's not really important, but you just need it to unlock some cutscenes. This is trash, your main ammo for the game. Right now, you can only have up to 5 pieces of trash. But once again, you can increase that later on. This first level will really be a lot of a tutorial. This is a time monster. You kill it by shooting the trash that you have using the right trigger. Also, you can take out your time control, time sweeper, and put it back in using the Y button. Just jump on the button, and you can open the door. These first enemies are called chronoblobs. They are essentially the Goombas of the game. The basic enemies that you'd find in any game. Right now I'm hoping a little too much, but I hope I get a pink crystal. And I did! That gets me Rewind. It basically rewinds time so that you can redo broken things, redo the collapse of structures, and things of that nature. Now, over here is a little bit of a sequence break. I want to get that away. Of course that happens. That's the goal gate. You basically jump into it after you defeat every time monster, and that's how you defeat the level. You can see I'm trying to get up there. That seems like it would be good. You can jump up here to get another cat medal. In every level, there are 3 or 4 cat medals, so try to look hard for them if you're trying to 100% the game. Now, if you're wondering why I decided to get the Rewind Crystal, the Rewind Crystals, let me just quickly do a little bit of backtracking. I'll meet you when I'm back there. Never mind, we are already here. It's because if you rewind on top of here, you get the last cat medal, as well as access to some gold. So really, it's kind of worth it going back here if you have the time controls necessary. Now, the last thing before we go to end off this level, the red crystals that are shaped like hearts are essentially your lives. If you collect enough of them, 3 or 4, you get retries. They're basically so that after you get hit, you immediately just are unable to continue. So with these, it rewinds you a little bit to before you got hit, and then it pretty much makes it so that you don't need to go back. It's pretty much an extra life. And now let's just jump in. And this is the results screen. It should pretty much be self-explanatory. It tells you how fast you did, the secrets you found. And also the trash you collect can be exchanged for gold, which will be used in stores, which you will see soon. This is just a collection. It eventually gets much larger and larger until there's 80 slots, the amount of cat medals there are. This here is the shop, but we don't have enough money to buy anything. So let's just continue. Now that we're in level 2, let me use this time to explain some of the things that I probably should. For example, the state of Voodoo Vince and what's gonna be coming up on my channel. So, for Voodoo Vince, that LP is pretty much cancelled. I didn't have too much fun with that, and felt kind of like a chore when I had to record it. So that's why I decided to do this. Because this game, I really like it. Now, that new enemy there, that was called a... I'm not sure what it was called. A dust starter, that's what it was called. So, it essentially drops the ball that it was standing on, which can be traded in for 100 gold at the end of the level. So you pretty much want to keep that ball. Just collect a little trash. Let me just mention right now that I'm playing the Platinum Hits version, which is a little different. For example, if you walk up here, there's normally someone that would take this gold, but at the same time there's also more gold. Here you can use rewind, as I showed before. And do you see that little dotted line below the pause? That's essentially the amount of time controls you can have at one time. There's a cat medal up there. And then, if you go this way, there's another cat medal right here. I don't see why you should miss this, considering it's right on the beaten path. And then that falls over again in case you missed it. And the last cat medal of this stage is up here. This one was incredibly hard for me to find before I knew where it was. So just shoot the dust herder. Let me just say that I am not good with explaining enemies. That other enemy that I just attacked was called a spiker, and it's essentially Chronoblob, except it becomes invincible, rolls up into a ball, and charges at you with spikes. So try to dodge those or take them out somewhat quickly. And the dust herder, it essentially just throws trash at you. So if you have a shortage of trash, then you can just have it shoot at you. Time sweep complete, so let's continue. Now here's a collection screen. Also, sorry for the graphical glitches that occurred in the opening cutscene. I can't really control that since that's mainly a problem with the editing software that I use. Well, the capture software that I use. And now for the third stage. By now, you should pretty much be getting used to the game and its controls. Also, another thing that will be different about my channel is that I'm bringing something back. The top 10s. Well, the countdowns. I've already started working on the script for the first one, Top 15 Favorite Games. And so far, it's turning out to be pretty interesting. Or at least in my eyes. Now, one of the things that you'll want to do is collect these weights. They're worth 30 gold apiece at the end of the level, so the more you collect, the more gold you get, like usual. Don't collect all of them, because you'll need one trash for one of them. Well, you'll need one trash eventually, and there's a dust herder in this level. You can know which enemies are in the level by looking at the top right corner of the screen. They're essentially little icons, and then each one you kill and turn back into time crystals, those are what you just shot at. It gets checked off. Now here, you might want to just collect trash quickly. That new enemy, that's an octoballoon. It's essentially an airborne dust herder, except it doesn't drop anything once you kill it. Right now you can't get the other 2 cat medals, so don't worry about missing them. Time sweep complete once again. And now we get to the boss. Let me just quickly say something. The entire game is based on basically a round system. There are 3 stages in each round, 1 shop, and a boss at the end of the round. There are 8 rounds in total. Well, 9 rounds, except the 9th round is really just a final boss. But, let's just continue to the boss. This is a Dust Keeper. It's essentially a really easy boss. Because it really can't hurt you if you stay out of the middle. When it does that, it's charging up its 16-ton weight, so you'll try to want to get away from that. And we're already defeated it. If you want to try and get all the time crystals, I recommend pausing time so that they don't disappear as quickly, because eventually they will disappear. And then also, there's these, the weights that you can collect. And once again, time sweep complete. We are done with the first level, well, the first round, Times Square. You're gonna want to save up your money because you can get some pretty good things in later stages. In the shops of later stages. So we're already at round 2, Deja Vu Canals. So this will be the end of the episode, so I will see you next time on Blinx the Time Sweeper.